What type of structure can you almost always find smallmouth if you have smallmouth in the lake, and Kentucky bass if you have spotted bass in the lake? A type structure that both of them really love, particularly in the springtime. Good morning, guys and girls. April 18, reading out of the Catch a Better Life book. This is a devotional that I wrote. It contains a scripture for every single day of the year, a fishing tip for every single year, and a devotional built around fishing. It'll absolutely change your life if you're not subscribed to the Catch of the Day channel, where we're reading the Catch a Better Life book. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. If you are subscribed, share with everybody you know that needs to have a better life, We're in the book of Jeremiah, the weeping prophet, Jeremiah 32:27. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? That's God speaking right there, and he's talking to Jeremiah, and he said, behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. In other words, the creator of everybody. Is there anything too hard for me? Is there anything that God can't do? Nah, not really. Here's what I wrote about that. Cold fronts really affect fishing, especially bass fishing. The day before the front is usually a dynamite day to be on the water. The day of the front, when the front's hitting, thunder, lightning, wind, rain. The wind's blowing like a banshee right now. I found a little spot where I could kind of get out of the wind. It is blowing 40 miles an hour right now. The day of the front, conditions might be awful. And then that dreaded day after the front, the next day after the front, bluebird skies, some of the hardest fishing that you will ever encounter. You know, we talked about the strike zone of the bass. That area around the bass that you got to get your bait into in order to get a strike, the potential strike zone area. The strike zone of a bass, after that cold front goes through and the skies blew up like they are right now, and the front's gone through, the strike zone of the bass shrinks up and where it's very tiny. You almost have to lay it right on his nose sometime for him to get it. He won't even move sometime. You just have to have it so close that they can flare their gills and suck the water through and suck the bait into their mouth. That's when you get a bite. Oh, is that a bite? When in doubt, whip it out. Set the hook. In today's verse, storms and hard times were coming for God's people. Jeremiah knew that. God instructed Jeremiah, even though Jeremiah is a prophet, he knew what was getting ready to happen. God had instructed Jeremiah to buy a piece of land and to seal the deed and the title. Jeremiah obeyed, but he questioned God. Do you and I ever do that? Do we obey God, but then do we question him? God, I'll listen, I'll do that. Golly, but I just don't see how that can work out. I don't see how that can work out for me. That's probably one of the worst things we could do when we're dealing with God, is question God. One of the best things we could do was the obeying part. Jeremiah obeyed, but he questioned God because he knew that Babylon would soon conquer and destroy Jerusalem. God had already told him that was going to happen. He was a prophet of God, the weeping prophet. That's what he's crying about. He knew that Babylon would soon conquer and destroy Jerusalem. But God was assuring Jeremiah that he would bring his people back to possess that land. So buy a piece of land, seal the deed. I'm bringing you back, Jeremiah. The land's going to be worth a lot. When we honor God through the storms that we have in our life, as you all know, we've been going through one in our household the last year or so. We've gone through many over the years. This is just another one. When we honor God through the storms, listen to this. He will even bless our kids and our grandkids. He will bless generations to come, even after we're long gone up to heaven. He will bless our kids and our grandkids. We honor God, we obey God, and he'll bless for generations. Here's our tip for today. Bare clay points. That's what we're looking for. Bare clay points will almost always hold smallmouth bass, particularly in the springtime. Now, if you got spotted bass in the lake, what they call Kentucky bass or Alabama spotted bass or Oklahoma spotted bass, whatever you want to call them, but they love those clay banks. Clay banks will almost always hold crawfish. Crawfish, favorite food is smallmouth and spotted bass. Now you catch largemouth on those banks too, no doubt about that. And a bait that works good there is one that I don't really like to throw. My old buddy Red Berry swears by it. Carolina rig. That's right. Throw a Carolina rig on those clay banks where that weight is bumping up and stirring up some dust down on the bottom, stirring up little clouds of dust with that lizard or sea place the soft plastic or whatever back behind it, and you'll catch spotted bass. You'll catch smallmouth bass if they're available. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.